up on the itinerary. All right. We are live. I'm going to put my little oven mitt on and chuck it in the oven and let it do its thing for a couple of seconds here. Reaching out to all these beautiful platforms to talk to all of you beautiful folks this fine evening. All right. Do you have a minute to win it up your sleeve, Tom? Are we doing that?
You know what?
That didn't make the list, though. Hold up.
It didn't make the list, but I think I could, because we can always do a minute to win it. And this is going to be a minute to win it that John just is not really into, but the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
I am into it.
And it was a big deal. We came in as underdogs. I told you guys last week that we were going to win. A lot of people picking the Eagles over us. A lot of people at the beginning of the year saying we weren't going to make it, possibly even the Chargers and the Raiders were going to do better than us in our division. All that talk's garbage. Pat Mahomes cemented his, legacy as, all-time best quarterback, already being in 3 Super Bowls, having 2 Super Bowls, and still being so young. The future is bright for KC. It felt good. So I just wanted, that was my minute to win it. That's the sporto talk. We don't have to stay on that. Sure. Mark, sorry. No, the Titans weren't even around. So my bad.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Every year.
Hey, even before we get started, Aaron is definitely on time. To be early is on time and on time is late. Thank you, Aaron, for demonstrating the principle of ancient comic gospel.
Wow, John, such advice.
Yes. Oh man, with these locks, you got it. All right. I suppose we should probably kick it off here. You guys, I just poured a beer. I'm really excited about being here tonight with my boys. So let's go ahead and rock and roll. Hey everybody, it's a comic book look. It's your boy Jon On Demand, aka Johnny Locks, looking so foxy tonight. And we are at Comic Book Church, and we're going to be talking some new books. We're really excited to get into it. Joined by co-host extraordinaire, co-CEO Tom Devine. There can only be one, aka Midwest Highlander, soon to be resolved at SuperCon this year. We talked about that last week. And extra special co-host, and I just can't get enough of him, Mark Shelton is in the building, you guys, aka the Begging and Boarding Bad Boy, brother from another mother, and you can find us on tracks such as Lenticular, available on Bandcamp.com. So feel free to check Mark and I spitting some nerd bars out. It's a real thing, and it rocks. So we are a Comic Book Look. We are on February 15th, which is crazy to say out loud, and we just surpassed Valentine's Day. So one thing, just to say happy Valentine's Day to all of you. We love our viewers and subscribers and everyone that supports us and participates with us. Tony, I see you. Hey, gentlemen. Hey to you as well. But let's go ahead and rock and roll here. How is everyone doing?
Doing great, bro. Happy Valentine's Day back to you. You'll always be my Valentine. Mark, number one Valentine, my only Valentine that I have, rocking it down in Tennessee. So, I only have one Valentine down there, and it's you. So it's really nice to have it. No, Valentine's Day, love, it's a great Hallmark holiday. Hey, if you have a significant other, make sure that you, throughout the year, pick a few other special days that don't have a holiday to give your significant other the same kind of love you do that people tell you to do on Valentine's Day, because, that is always a little more special. But anyway, I'm still down with Valentine's Day, at least when it comes to comics. A lot of times there's been always good romantic comics coming out. I love old romance comics. That's all kind of Valentine's Day themed. So, that's all good in my book, Johnny. And I'll tell you what, went to the shop today. We were talking a little bit before, but Mark, dude, when I usually go at lunch, and I went in at about 5 p.m. So I suppose that's the time that everybody's getting off work. So maybe it's always this busy, but it was like a swamped, packed place. Like I was like, Jesus Christ, is anybody gonna? I gotta pull John away from him helping another customer to try to look in my box. Felt bad, but it was great. Yeah, exactly. It was great to see the shop alive and active on a new comic book day. Yep. And then, just really exciting with a couple books that came out today that I've been looking forward to. So great week. How about you, Mark? How's your week going, man?
It's going good. Comic book shop popping in Tennessee as well. So that's what you want to see, definitely, especially on a Wednesday.
Exactly.
Wow. Debbie, Mrs. Nordstrom, is weighing in here saying that was nothing. Lol.
Exactly, Debbie, because we know you can just dominate. She comes in there.
Yeah. Literally, I have witnessed Debbie pricing 200 comics while ringing people up simultaneously and answering all of the questions. So Debbie is a little bit of a comic book warrior, for those of you that don't know. If you see her behind the counter, do not be fooled. She is a sorceress with all of her magic. So shout out to Debbie. And we still need to have our haunted lunch sometime, Debbie. We're going to go to, it's like a creepy place out in Harrisburg, I think. And we're going to do lunch too. It's like a museum or something of like paranormal things. So we're going to go rock it.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. So cool. Well, Mark, I'm glad things are rocking and rolling for you. On my side of the world, gosh, yeah, it's been a healthy blur of things. Today's my Monday, so just getting back into the workflow of things. My office, I had a friend over yesterday and we got to watch, some TV on the TV here, and that was fun. So I cleaned up my office, and now I have a lot of comics to tape and file. So I have a lot of work ahead of me. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's been kind of fun just to show this space off finally a little bit. Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, I actually got a sneak peek into the office as well, guys. I'll tell you what, it is. John, the thing about it is John has so many amazing things. It really is hard to pick what you're going to display, but somehow John has done this really amazing job of lining everything up, keeping it simple. Yeah. So like you still feel like this amazing, everything's around you, but it's not cluttered. So yeah, great job, John.
Mostly not cluttered.
Also, it doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel that way.
This Eternity poster keeps tilting because it's right by the door. The front door. So when the door opens and closes, it keeps like, and I'm just like, I give up. So that's why you see the lines are off between these two. It drives me absolutely crazy. So, so shout out to you, Eternity. Other than that, though, yeah, life's good. Got Ant-Man coming up on Sunday. So I'm gonna go check that out on Sunday. So really excited there. And yeah, that's it.
Hell yeah, man. That sounds like we had some good weeks, boys. It's simple as that.
Yeah. And speaking of Ant-Man, it looks like we had kind of a couple of things here just to chop up really quick. Tom, you want to chop it up?
Dude, let's chop it up, man. Yeah, what are we chopping up, John? Lay it down on us.
All right. So we got some just comic culture news things that we wanted to lift up and just put on the old bulletin board, if you will. First of all, Deadpool 3 is coming up, and it is confirmed to be rated R. What are our thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, is it surprising? No, I know they did the PG-13 version, and then they released like Deadpool 1 as a PG-13. But, and I know that, Marvel doesn't do a lot of rated R movies, but I don't think it's surprising, right, guys? I mean, it better be rated R if it's Deadpool.
Yeah. It's not the first R-rated MCU movie.
Well, is it? Oh, is it because does it count as the MCU?
Is it not MCU? I was thinking.
I don't know, MCU. Right? Because Kevin Feige said this news, so he's the MCU man. Yeah. It must be a part of the MCU now. That's a great point, Mark. Right? It probably is.
Yeah, I was just assuming that it was, but it may not be. But
no, there hasn't been any other ones, right? Because the first two Deadpools were not MCU. Right. They were in the weird X-Men universe or whatever. Yep. So, yeah, man. Yep. That's cool.
Yeah.
We're going to get Thor to jump in there and drop an F-bomb or,
I mean, I'm not mad. Tony is saying Deadpool 3 is confirmed to have Hugh Jackman in it as Wolverine, which is exciting. I think that I hope that it just crushes all of our expectations. That's what I'm hoping for with this one. The other Deadpool films were fun. If they somehow weave it into the MCU in any capacity, I'm going to be so happy and blown away because it's just such a fun franchise that I don't know. I want what's best for Wade Wilson.
Yeah, and let's unpack what Tony said. Really, is if Wolverine is now in the MCU as well, then if Hugh Jackman's in this, and that's going to be also his first one. I mean, that's hell yeah. Let's go. I mean, I think that would be so cool.
I'm not mad about it at all.
We need to have a Wolverine Avengers crossover because one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight was Ant-Man and where the MCU cinema is going. So it's like maybe this is something that can pop it up.
Yeah.
But
up next, this one has been the buzz of the belle of the ball, really, all over Twitter and even in conversations at the shop today. The Flash trailer with 2 Batmans in the mix. What's going on there?
2, because 1 Batman isn't enough. We had to bring old ass Michael Keaton back, and guess what? It worked. I loved it. I really loved it. And yeah, I mean, wasn't there just like a bunch of bad news about this Flash guy and whatever now, right? Because it has 2 Batmans in his movie. So now that means, that like negates. I'm just kidding, but it's very funny to put 2 Batmans in this Flash movie. And I think it's a great idea for DC to do that.
You think they're doing that to combat the negative publicity?
Right, they have to be. Why wouldn't they? I would. I'd be like, let's instead, if all the fans are mad about, but we're already have shot this movie, let's at least, throw some stuff in there that they're going to really, really love us for. And so I think it works.
Boy. Yeah, I got to be honest with you, though. All the press with the actor. I mean, I personally going to put my feet up and wait for HBO Max. I got to be real, because you vote with your dollars, even if it's in the movie theater. It's the same thing with comics. Like, if there was a creator that's a total jerkwad to other people in the community, no, I'm not going to buy your book. I don't care if it's my favorite X-Men character. I would not buy your book. Yeah.
Dude, John, God, you're the man. Fucking goddamn right, dude. Hell
Comic book Jesus. Oh, I mean, I'm not, though. That's somebody else. That's John Justice.
That is someone else.
But
still, I love that mentality, and I love to hear that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. We got some Tony comments here. I believe that it's going to be like a multiverse movie in this Flash movie. Fair with what we're seeing. The suit is a lot better looking for Flash than it did in Justice League. Yeah, totally fair. I think the Flash suit in Justice League had its own charm. Kind of a trying to figure it out kind of moment. I liked it personally, but I get it. And I'm not much of a Flash buff either, so I don't know if these suits are significant in any way, shape, or form.
So. Yeah, me neither. But we know enough.
Yeah,
we've read Flashpoint, and and it's like enough. I thought the old suit was fine too. But when I saw the new one, I wasn't like, oh wow, this is so different. I didn't really notice that much. They both seem like a Flash suit, and so that's cool with me.
Yeah. And then this last talking point, Tom, are you setting me up to shoot?
Yes, I am.
Why can't you read this? I don't want to do this.
Fine, I'll read this.
I don't support this at all.
Okay, so I tried to bait John into saying that the MCU is falling apart and that it's the downfall of the MCU.
I feel like a news anchor.
Yeah. So he won't say that, but here's what my pitch is. Look, Ant-Man 3, it's already confirmed to be rotten. It's like the second, thing that's rotten on Rotten Tomatoes out of all 90,000 MCU movies or whatever they've made at this point already. And as you guys follow, avid listeners know, I've been hating for a little bit on the MCU. And I just feel like since Eternals, it's just been a slow, stepwards down in quality. And then you see this happening. It's like, is this a confirmation that, people are not as excited about the MCU? This whole movie is going to look like an animated Minions movie with no real backgrounds, real worlds, or anything like that. It's like, I don't know. So I preface to you and Mark, both of you, I'm sure, don't feel the way I feel, but is this the true telling of the downfall of the MCU and it falling off? And
my goodness. Okay. First of all, that is such a truckload of malarkey. I love using that word. But two, Taylor in the comments, do not encourage him. Also, I'm going to send you a link if you want to join. But Taylor, calm down over there and be nice, please. Also, I didn't call you on my way home. I apologize. We're supposed to talk tonight. Sorry about that, Taylor. All right.
Taylor, you're dead.
Taylor, you're dead. All right. Encourage it, Taylor. Vote to kick Tom off the show. Oh,
You're dead,
my.
Taylor.
Oh,
my
man.
God.
This is getting spicy. All right, so Mark, I'm gonna let you weigh in because you have like this Buddha-like pose right now where you're just considering both sides, and Tom and I are like the scales, and you're just like, what is fair? What is just?
Man, I can only speak from like personal experience, but I'm like super behind on MCU. I think it has, for me, it has been falling off just because I just can't keep up with all the shows I got to watch to keep up with all the movies I want to, but finding the time to sit and watch all that.
It can't be done, Mark. I'm with you, dude. The too many shows, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I can barely get through any of them. You know, I've watched like one episode of maybe each, missed a whole bunch of where I haven't even watched any episodes. Love it. Keep going, Mark.
Yeah, that's just where I'm at, though. Is like just I want to watch it, and eventually I will, but just am I in the mood for it some nights? Not really, and it's just kind of falling off from it. But like I've seen that new trailer for Ant-Man, it looks good. Like as far as like Kang, like I think it looks cool, but I'm nowhere near ready to go watch it just because I'm so far behind on all the shows and all the movies. And I think the last thing I watched was some of Loki, and I was just forcing that, and I wasn't really enjoying it, so I just kind of stepped away from it, and that's kind of what I've watched off it.
Yes, I love hearing this. Mark, I'm with you, dude. It's like everybody's like, you have to watch it. It's gonna be the best. I was like trying to force. Also, I was like, I'd get through a whole episode, and I was like, did I just look at my phone the entire time?
I'm just gonna leave this up here for a while. So, thank you, Aaron.
But you could tell even with Aaron's comment, he's like, it's still good overall. That's like, well, yeah, it's been pretty shitty lately, and I agree with you, Tom, but it is still good overall. You're right, because it did start with such high quality shit, and it was so good. But since the end of the Thanos era, it is not the same, my dudes. You know.
Yeah.
What's with all the gold? I'm sick of gold in the MCU. Eternals, all gold. Love and Thunder, all gold. Get gold out of this. It looks so CGI and fake and animated. I hate it.
Aaron, I am sending you an SOS link as well to join. So between you and Taylor, somebody please, with common sense, hop on the show. All right. Oh my gosh. And Aaron, check your Facebook message. Okay. Anyways, okay, so I haven't had a chance to weigh in yet. Mark,
weigh in.
Why do you break my heart on this day after
Valentine's Day? MCU t-shirt on right here.
I wanted to believe that in you wearing that t-shirt now.
Which was a good show.
No. It was. Okay. So is it the downfall of the MCU? We haven't even seen it yet. Come on. Was Thor, the latest Thor movie, kind of rough? Yeah. And we all agree on that. It was rough. It had some fun notes. Eternity is not a genie, right? I mean, that's my biggest complaint, with it, from my side of it. Anyways, the shows, it's a variety. We got a variety. We have all these little things that contribute to a bigger picture in some way, shape, or form, or take part in it. And I adore that. It's a mural. And there's no other franchise that has accomplished what the MCU has done. Facts.
James Bond? Have you ever heard of James Bond?
No.
It's literally been going on since.
No. And Doctor Who, and that's fair. That's fair. I'm just saying that a variety of projects and topics and different people that we meet in these stories, be it supporting cast, whatever.
You're right.
Talking trees and raccoons blended with Captain America. I mean, are you kidding me? This is crazy. And so to me, it still is a good representation of the comics, and that's why I still think it's an accomplishment and I adore it. So that's my 2 cents. So I don't think it's bad. I think that people might be getting superhero fatigue, because it's been going on for a minute, over 10 years. So we can respect that, but it also is something, to be celebrated and enjoyed. And I don't know, I like it. Can I watch them all back to back to back? No. Am I that diehard of a fanboy that I could? Absolutely not. We tried that once, streaming all the movies here, and I told Ken, I'm like, dude, I'm over this. Like, no.
How far did you get?
Yeah. He literally did everything up until Infinity War, I think, or one of those movies. Everything. And it was like 2 days straight. And I was like, dude, no.
You did a break.
So, yeah. So I 100% get it. But man, that was a crazy time.
And I'll wrap this up on my part by saying, even though I'm hating it, right? That's not the case with my entire family. My entire family is locked in. My wife and most of my kids, except for my son, actually, my 2 daughters, can just watch Marvel movies all the time. They love them. We still, I mean, even though I'm talking shit, I mean, they're going to get not just my money, but my 3 kids and my wife. We're all getting popcorn. We're all getting pop. We're all, we'll probably get some snacks, and we are going to go to the nice theater or the XD theater because that's one I prefer. And so, yeah, I'm still going the first day. I'm going to be giving them $150 or $160 for sure to the movie theater. And I do still support the MCU because my whole family does. But I do like to get John, to get riled up a little bit. And I do enjoy talking shit about the MCU as well.
Oh my gosh. And it's not, and again, is every single one of them a profound masterpiece, chef kiss? No way. But I choose to look at the big picture of, is it still an impressive quilt of movies and stories that are being told? And the blending of TV into movies is such a cool mechanic, and I love it. And I think that the Disney Plus model to me is really exciting. So I don't know. I think a lot of us just have fatigue at this point with some of it, which is fair. But boom! I have backup.
Yeah.
I brought backup. It's my boy Aaron. How are you, Aaron?
I'm good. How are you
I
guys?
can hear you. Oh wait, there you go. Now you're coming.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Good. No, I can hear you.
You guys can all hear me? Cool.
Don't touch that dial. Aaron is joining us, you guys, straight from the Minneapolis area.
Aaron, what's up? Good to see you, dude. Man, I hope everything is well. I know you're gonna come in here backing John up on his terrible Marvel opinions, but hey, me and Mark's not hating either. I'm not necessarily hating. It's just like he doesn't have enough time. I don't have enough energy. Aaron, I mean, are we wrong?
Not 100% wrong. I have been enjoying a lot of like the Phase 4 stuff overall. Just a little. It has been a little lower in quality than I'd like, but I enjoyed She-Hulk. I enjoyed parts of Thor. I enjoyed Multiverse of Madness. Wakanda Forever was good. No Way Home was great. Shang-Chi was great. I'm really excited for Ant-Man, and Guardians of the Galaxy 3 looks great. So I'm still on board overall.
Yeah, I guess you do have some decent points there. The Spider-Man movie, yeah, that was actually pretty damn good. Was that after the Thanos one?
Yeah, it was right after Eternals.
Okay. Yeah, well, I guess that's a really good movie. So they've had one really, really good movie, and then the rest not. And then is what's the future of Spider-Man? Is he in the MCU permanently, or is he out?
I don't know. I really hope that him losing his memory wasn't Sony's way of bringing him back into their crappy Sinister Six attempt, like into the Morbius and Venom movies. I hope that's not the case.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, totally.
Super quick, before we get rolling, with more of the itinerary here, Aaron is representing another comic shop, and I just wanted to give him a shout out. So Comic Book College is in the building tonight.
Yeah.
So how is life, Aaron? Fill us in really quick. How's your week going? How's life up at Comic Book College?
We're doing good. Just living the dream, selling and talking comics. It's been kind of slower lately. I think all that holiday money and COVID money, as I call it, is starting to run out. So we're starting to see that effect a little bit, where people are buying, or most people are buying a little less than they used to. Some people are just dropping altogether, and we don't hear from them again. But we're still doing good, keeping busy.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. And you guys, if you are in the Minneapolis area, totally check out the store. It's so much fun. Mark, when you're out here next, we're going to road trip up there and go say hi to Aaron. Because I got into so much trouble last time with all of the older horror books because they have their own little shelf there. So I was just like, need. It was fun.
To give you some context into how much trouble John got, he came in on a Sunday and he spent more than our usual. We have a Sunday regular who spends a lot. We joke that he's the reason we stay open on Sunday. That Sunday, John spent more than he did.
Team South Dakota, baby. You heard it right here. That's right. That's how we do.
That's how we roll, man. That's how we roll.
Mark saw me in action. Mark saw me do it out there at Hastings.
We're not dropping dollars at the club and the strip club. We're dropping those dollars at the comic book shop, baby.
Money guns.
I got into a lot of trouble at Rainbow when I visited in September.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
John was a witness to that.
Heck yeah.
That's the way it goes.
Oh, shoot. Well, awesome, man. All right. Well, with that, we've chopped up the MCU and threw it on the grill a couple of times. So RIP, I guess, is the consensus here. But Tom, I'm going to let you lead the charge on this next part here for question of the week. And Aaron, you're just in the same boat as me here, so don't worry. We're going to let them go first.
Yes. Okay. So Aaron, question of the week is, you are the editor at the new Universal comic book company. And so at the Universal comic book company, you get to pick characters from any publisher, any book, anything of all time. I mean, whatever you want, and you have to do a team-up book. So you have to have a team-up book with 2 characters. You're going to be publishing this new comic. You get to pick your writers and artists. Just know that they're going to be the best or whatever you want. So what is, and you don't have to tell us your artists or anything like that. You just have to tell us what are those 2 characters that you would put together in a team-up book. And I have my answer because I was, I wrote it down earlier. But Mark, did you want us to lead us off and let us know what do you think is the your quintessential team up book?
I mean, I could go so many different ways. I was really thinking about it. I don't know if I have like the plot exactly worked out as to why these 2 would team up, but I would love to see a book where the Punisher and Mole Man team up, and then Punisher ends up having to like give all his artillery to the Moloids, and like they just have a like wage war for whatever reason. I'd have to work the plot out, but I would just love all the Moloids just strapped with guns and Mole Man leading them and Punisher teaming up with Mole Man. I think that would just be an awesome team up.
Yeah, that oddly works, doesn't it? It's kind of like they would be friends somehow.
I love the real obscure stuff like that. That probably will never happen unless it was like maybe in a Marvel event. They might have that as like a 3-issue miniseries or something tying into it.
Well, you'll have to write it and then they'll have it. You know what I'm saying, Mark?
Hire me, Marvel.
Get at me.
All right. I'll go next while our boy Johnny thinks on his and Aaron thinks on his. And I'm going to go with some 2 old school guys that I think feel like the best fit. And if you did a story now, I think it would be like very Tom King-esque of you to do this book, that it's like you're taking these old characters, putting a big light on them. You do this really dark noir story, and I don't have it all worked out exactly yet either, but it would be with Dick Tracy and the Spirit. And then it'd be like a Dick Tracy, the Spirit, combo. You got the classic Dick Tracy, the classic Will Eisner, staple of comics, and with the Spirit, and they're both, hat wearing, crime solving, and then they have to somehow work together, and you get this really cool, noir artist like, Sean Phillips, and it would be like the coolest, most fun comic around. So that's my go.
No.
Heck yeah. I thought of something just super randomly here, and it pairs 2 of the things that I've been like super passionate about, which is the X-Men Krakoa world and all the thousands of issues that it comes with, but also Poison Ivy. And so when I think of Poison Ivy, I'm like, gosh, who's a great Marvel counterpart to her? And of course, Man Thing came to mind, because I'm getting into that horror stuff. But
that's good.
More importantly, forget that. I want Poison Ivy to hang out with Black Tom Cassidy. So Black Tom Cassidy is Banshee's bro beans from Marvel, so they're bros. And he's often seen hanging out with Juggernaut. You'll see him in the 90s X-Men series chilling. But what this animated series doesn't do well, that Krakoa did, is it taps into his power set a lot. And so you see Black Tom Cassidy interfacing with the island to the point of becoming the island and moving about and stuff. And it's really just kind of embracing nature, which is also, guess what, Poison Ivy does through the green in the DC. So I would love to see kind of an environmental piece. And that's one of the things I like about Poison Ivy right now is that her end game is to correct things and make sure that people aren't effing around with nature and making stupid monsters and stuff like that. And I would love to see those two do something together. I think that would be actually a really rad pairing, just because they both have very quirky personalities and maybe are a little morally absent.
Dude, I love that, and you don't think of Black Tom. I mean, but I've always loved that character. Yep. Every time he pops up, if you read a bunch of those, you're exactly right. Those type of darker books, it's around. So great pull, John, and especially pulled out of nowhere. These boys and girls, he just got out of work less than like a half hour ago. He's already pulling this stuff out. Nice work, buddy.
And chugging a beer, yes.
And chugging a beer. All right, Aaron, who's your team up?
I would like to see like a Nick Fury James Bond crossover. I feel like those two characters would blend together really well. And it's funny, Tom, you mentioned Tom King. I would love to see Tom King's take on James Bond and more of the Marvel universe in general. But yeah, that's kind of.
You're right.
I don't know what
cool.
I don't know what the plot would be, but just some kind of like 6-issue mini of just those two on some mission to save the world.
That would be sick. I agree. I think that would be like set up, right? The thing is, all of these would be great. We just got to get a bunch of lawyers to like look the other way and agree with each other and cut the names. Yeah. And that's what you do, right? You do the Watchmen thing, or you do the Supreme books, right? Supreme Squadron, where we know this is really Superman, Batman, and Green Lantern, but we just call them a different name and everything's fine. And that's what you have to do with that, But yeah, all of those are great ideas, guys. I agree.
Boom.
Let's get all those comics made, John. That's what I say.
Let's get on it.
What do we got next on the agenda, buddy?
Really quick, though, to your point about making comics, I just want to throw out into the universe, and I've shared this, I think, with Tom. Your boy is involved.
You dropping this news right now?
I'm just throwing it into the universe. It's planting the seed. Your boy is involved with a comic book, so with a couple of extra special awesome people, and so more to come on that. We are preparing our 6-page package, fully illustrated and soon to be colored, pages complete with lettering and everything to send off to major publishers. So shopping it around, and hopefully we'll have an issue number 1 on the shelf soon. I can't drop anything past that just because it's still in the works right now. But I am very thrilled to be a part of this project. And I also got a call from my writer today saying that he made a connection with a film producer who's very interested as well. So that's kind of fun. But more to come on all of that. And I'm just happy to be along for the ride, and we'll see.
It's amazing. I know you can't spoil a lot, but obviously this is big news for our friend circle and for John and for our community. It's so cool that he's putting together this pitch. This is how a lot of comics that we read start. Would love to see it further. But what, John, what is your role in this?
So I
am saying the story. You could probably expand on that a little.
Yeah. So my role in this whole project is I am actually the editor and then also the letterer. And so we are going to be getting me some software that does all the bubbles and everything. And then I will be working closely with our artist who is out of state on the West Coast. And she will do the pencils. I will do the letter and bubble placement and send it back to her before she does final inks and everything, just so that way we're communicating, we're on the same page. Learning this whole process has been a lot of fun for me. The editing side of things, our writer, Randy, has an excellent script format. And so we are already done through page 12 out of a 22-page comic book. So we are just buzzing along. This has exceeded any deadline that we have placed. And the only missing piece right now is we are really looking forward to getting a colorist on the team and going from there. But yeah, we meet once a week in the mornings and crush it. So
super cool.
Yeah. And I hope to some point, Tom, have everyone have the whole team on here to interview once we have more stuff to show off. So
no, absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, sorry, I just wanted to plant that scene, lift it up. But
proud of you, John. Yeah. I think it's so cool for you to take this leap. I think, as many people don't know, John has been very successful in other careers before he got to the comic shop. So to make the switch to the comic shop, how proud of a friend to know my friend to take that leap, and then how many doors it's now opening for John into these things that he really likes. Just so awesome, Johnny boy. Love to see it, and I'm proud of you, and just like your friends get to be as excited through you as well.
Thank you. Yeah. And, on the comic shop note, shout out to both Aaron and Taylor, just for peers in the industry. And we always talk and bounce things off of each other. Like, man, you won't believe what happened today. And Aaron's like, dude, this happened 20 times last week, or whatever. But, it's just fun to have people that get it from that side of the counter. So shout out to Aaron and Tay for being tuned in tonight. Anyways, that's I just wanted to throw that in there before we transition to our next section of the program.
Heck yeah. So what are we talking about now, Johnny?
So up next is our pick of the week. So Aaron, we're really putting you on the spot here.
Got my stack right here.
Yeah. So our pick of the week, we will kind of each go around and chop it up about a certain comic. You can review it if you've already read it. In my case, I have not, because like Tom said, I just got home. But we can talk about the series or why we picked it up, right? And why we would recommend it. So Tom or Mark, I will look to you guys to go first while I get my act together.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I've talked enough. So Mark, why don't we throw it to you, man, and tell us what book are you talking about this week?
Cool. I'm going to go with some Archie horror right here. Got Betty the Final Girl. This is just a one-shot. I'm just going to pick this tonight because it was really good. Also, it was like Valentine's Day-ish, which obviously just yesterday. And very horror as well. Yeah. So I won't spoil too much since John has not read it, I'm assuming.
Please don't.
But it was just a really cool one-shot, like I said, holiday-themed. I love very timely comics, which this was. And, in slasher films, there's always the final girl. This being more lighthearted, but still really cool. And it kind of just... it kind of taps into like a lot of like classic horror movies in just like a fun way. She's like doing some babysitting and she's putting on some movies, and then like a lot of the movies that she's watching, it kind of like dips into the Archieverse, and a lot of the characters from the Archieverse are in this one shot right here. So highly recommend this. This is no commitment, just a fun one shot right here. So very good. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I saw it on the shelf. I wasn't sure, if it was all new or if it was anthology or what. I'm glad that you liked it and picked it up. I should definitely check it out. Cool cover though, and those horror Archie books, they always seem to be like way better than they should be. Like they're really sometimes, definitely, or at least in the last like 8 years, the best part of like the whole Archie universe is all those horror books. I love it.
Preach.
Anybody read the Christmas special from Archie Horror?
Yes, definitely. It was just so good. And that was anthology series, where it was a bunch of just great, really little few page stories that were just, they dominated, man. I loved it. Yep. Cool. All right. Well, up next, who do we got? Aaron, you ready?
Yeah, I can go.
Exactly. I knew you
this
could.
is kind of a weird one because it's Scarlet Witch #1, but it's the second printing. So the second printing of issue 1 came out today. And for those who know me, Scarlet Witch is one of my favorite characters. I love Wanda. And this series has been really great so far. 2 issues in. Art's really good. The writing's really good. It's Wanda just helping people out in the world that need help, and it's a really good series so far. I highly recommend it.
Nice. Who's the artist on that book? That cover looks cool,
Sarah
but
Pichelli.
That's
Sarah Pichelli.
I heard.
Yeah, she's really great.
I've heard great things, so that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Scarlet Witch. All right, I'm up next then. Johnny boy, you're gonna be holding it down for last pick. I'm stealing this from you right now.
Okay.
I am picking the book that I waited a long time for. I feel like this first one came out and I was so hyped on that shit, man. I mean, because it was so good. This is Swamp Thing, Green Hell 2. This is a Jeff Lemire book. Doug Mahnke, which is you clearly we're all getting it. I mean, I
have my copy somewhere.
Yes, exactly.
I did buy it. It's just not near me.
This is I mean, I'm sure everyone is buying this book right now, right? We got Jeff Lemire, which has been one of the best comic creators in the last 10 years for sure, hands down, just great art writer and artist. Then we get Doug Mahnke, who is a Sioux Falls favorite because he's visited Rainbow, he's been at SuperCon, he's put on events where he just signed free stuff. We all have, me and John at least both have things from him. It's really cool to see him then team up with Jeff Lemire. And then it's Swamp Thing. So it's like can be heady, it can be weird, it can play with this times, emotions, feelings. It's not your normal type of book, and they definitely do all that, but then still take into effect like the actual continuity of Swamp Thing. So like they're still remembering Alex Holland and his past lives and his past loves, and it's all wrapped up. It's so good, guys. I mean, come on. Everybody should be reading it. Love the big format. Love the prestigious format with the ends. I would say the only thing is, I wish it came out sooner because I checked like 3 different times. Like I must have missed issue 2. It's been so long. I must have missed it. And I didn't. It is now finally out. Talking to, my comic book sensei, John Nordstrom, he told me that the rumor on the street is they already have number 3 all the way in the bag, writing, art, color. It's done. So number 3 possibly should be out a little bit sooner than this
next month, I think.
Yeah, see, boom, exactly. How nice will that be to get these back to back? So if that's what they were waiting for, actually good call, because I would have been complaining again if it was another huge break. So loved it though. I'm not all the way through this issue. I read the first issue a couple times. Definitely excited though. You can tell it's going to be a really good series that people talk about for a long time.
I'm in the doghouse with you guys because I couldn't decide on just one. So first of all, I gotta give it up. I picked up Wolverine issue 30. Everyone's like, it's part of the Krakoa train. You guys, Henry McCoy is such a dick in this series, right?
This is a great issue.
Aaron,
I've already read it.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to read this. He has been such a dick, and I'm so intrigued because when you think of the original 5 X-Men, he was such a straight shooter, and just this is a total dark take. And there was a literal dark beast, but normal beast is darker.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited about reading this. I don't know. So shout out to that, the Beast Agenda or whatever they're calling it. But up next, I gotta say, I'm so excited about this. And this is gonna bring out my angsty side. But I love these Evanescence books. I think they're so great. And this cover is so happy to me because it has like the ghost hand playing piano. And you guys, this took me back to college. Like when I moved here, I had my 3-ring binders of sheet music that were gifted to me. All my friends from California printed me out all these songs, including Evanescence. And my roommate at the time was maybe not a nice person. And so I literally would spend hours practicing piano in the basement of the dorms until like 3 a.m. And Evanescence was one of those things. And so it just really takes me back to that time where you have a connection with the music and you memorize it through muscle memory and stuff. And so the previous issues of this have been fun. The artwork's been beautiful. It's a break from superhero, and it's just celebrating, you know, a band that I personally love, even their newer stuff. It's fun. It's rock. It's piano. It's beautiful vocals. So I am so happy about that. Finally,
I want to jump in right there. John, yes, dude, I love, first of all, we have to be one of the only comic book shows that have talked about the Evanescence comic book multiple times.
Sure.
We're advocates for it. John loves this book, and then I couldn't even imagine how this book came about. I only really know Evanescence from the few radio hits, that extremely powerful voice that everybody, you know, you can't really forget. But then to have this comic book, you know, 15 years later, still impacting John. I just think it's awesome. I think it's so dope. So yes, man. So funny. I love that you're bringing Evanescence up again. I think every issue that comes out, you have to highlight it on the show.
Okay, but we can do that. Taylor's just weighing in here, just saying, Bridger picked Wolverine for this week. He loved the story. Circling back to Scarlet Witch, my main complaint for Scarlet Witch is it's written as if old school 70s Doom is talking through Wanda. Haha, the dialogue is so weird to me. I mean, I like issues 1 and 2, Taylor, but I still want to be your friend, so we can chop it up some other show. It's fine. It's fine. We can still be friends. But the final thing, and Taylor's going to love this and appreciate this. I can't say why. I'm not collecting the series. I got this cover because I happen to love the artist, Maria Wolf Lopez. And I happen to love the fact that we might be bringing a guest this fall for a signing event. That's all I'm going to say.
Hold on. They didn't do that cover or the interiors in that book?
Cover.
That cover is so fucking badass, dude. It picked my eye out on the wall immediately. I don't buy Spider-Man comics. I've never really bought Spider-Man comics ever. Even when they're $1, I don't buy Spider-Man comics. I was holding one of those copies in my hands. I was like, I think I'm going to buy this just for the cover. I ended up putting down because I couldn't, you know, I just, it's hard for me to justify Marvel purchases. But dude, that cover was, I say, cover of the week. Out of everything on the entire shelf, that cover is cover of the week. That was so badass. It stood out so hard. The thick line work. It's like old school, like late 80s comic booking mixed with, you know, I don't know. It's just really, really good. I loved it so much. So,
and Taylor is definitely sharing your feelings here.
Yeah,
we had a really good visit earlier. Maria Wolf is amazing, kills it all the time. And at SuperCon, she did a Werewolf by Night for me, which I still need to find a frame for so I can hang it up next to her Elsa Bloodstone print. But I adore her so much. So.
Oh my God, John! You got you just pulled out an original art piece from that person.
I need a frame. I have a pile of to-do like frame pieces here that.
Wow.
Speaking of Maria Wolf originals,
yes! Did you get that at the show?
Yeah, I did.
That is so
that was my magic commission.
Heck yeah!
I need to get a frame for it too.
Yep.
Wow, that is so cool, Aaron.
Yeah. She's such a good human though, and I hope this all goes through so I can formally announce it and give you guys some dates. But it will be at both stores for Rainbow, Lincoln and Omaha. So more to come on that as well. So a lot of exciting news. Yeah.
Can't wait to hear more. Can't wait to hear more, Johnny.
Yep.
Well, awesome, man. It's so good to hang out with you guys and see everyone. You know, comics are the best, are they not?
Right. We got the best community. And Aaron, thank you for unplannedly joining us tonight and defending my
thanks for having me.
Honor. Shout out to Comic Book College again. And, you know, having been to each other's shops now and just getting to talk with Aaron is just so much fun. So if you guys are in the Minneapolis area again, definitely stop by, say howdy. It's a great crew there, great atmosphere. And let me tell you, those bookcases don't play. They got comics for days. Holy smokes.
And comics for days and even more than that.
Yeah. So, Aaron, we'll start with you here as we're on the wrap down. Where can folks find you? or Comic Book College on the socials.
Yeah, so you can find me at Comic Book College in Roseville, Minnesota. You can find me online. I'm mostly on Twitter, Comic Book Dude 93. I have an Instagram. I've forgotten the username because I don't really use it. I should get better about that, but mostly Twitter. So Comic Book Dude 93.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. All right. Sneaking in Taylor here. She's sneaking in with her pick this week is Fun Girl, Vulva Viking. I'm obsessed with Fun Girl. She says.
Fun Girl's awesome.
So, Mark, there you go. You and Taylor. Oh my gosh.
There was like a one shot that came out of Fun Girl, I think, towards the end of last year. Really good.
I was gonna say, did a Fun Girl book come out this week? Because if so, I want to get it. But yes, Taylor, Fun Girl is the shit. I love it so much.
Oh yeah.
I remember she had like a free comic book day issue. That's when I first got introduced to Fun Girl. It came out like a year or two ago. It was like the best issue that dropped that entire free comic book day. It was really good.
Dude, Mark, I'm so with you. I felt that so hard and then started following her on Instagram and like read all of those comics. And then I ended up buying the big book. And I said on an issue or, one of our last issues of the last year, I said that was my favorite comic book of 2022 was that big Fun Girl graphic novel. It's so good. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and Taylor's following up saying, yes, the free comic book day is what hooked me.
Exactly.
Also, just shout out to SuperCon here. Trav from SuperCon's video game area is checking in with us, just saying, all you guys rock. So happy this exists. We're happy you exist, my bro.
Love you, Trav. Miss you, bro. Man.
And Trav gives the best hugs at staff meetings. Facts.
He's the number one homie.
Yeah. Taylor's following up saying, I have the big book, the one shot that came out shortly after it, and now the one shot this week. So that's cool.
John, I didn't see that there was a one shot this week. If you see it, can you put it in my box?
Yes.
That's awesome. If not, I'll figure out a way to order it.
Yeah, no, we can do that.
I've never heard of Fun Girl. I'll have to check it out.
Oh yeah, it's real messed up romance. It's like everybody has a friend that kind of like fucks you over sometime in your life, but you just still love them. And, they always are making the wrong choice. And you like everybody around them can see them making the wrong choice. But they're just too lovable. And, so you just kind of, they're still always around. Well, that is Fun Girl. And it's so hilariously perfect. Amazing.
We'll look in the back issues for it at work tomorrow.
Totally.
Cool.
Well, cool. Tony's just weighing in here, and SuperCon's going to rock this year. So I'm looking at Aaron and Mark as out-of-staters. Who's coming to SuperCon to hang out with your boys?
2023.
That's right. Mark, we need you. Come on.
We'll see.
Yes, that's what I like to hear, Aaron.
I'm planning on it if I can.
Yes. All right, that's what I like to hear. That's amazing. All right.
And I'll let my boss know about it too.
Yeah, heck yeah. You guys should consider tabling.
Yeah, I brought it up to him.
Be fun. Yeah, just something different audience, and you guys, So, all right. Well, cool. Well, thank you, Aaron, again for joining us. I'm going to hop over to Mark here. Mark, we're shutting it down. Where can folks find you online?
You can check me out at Mark C. Shelton 1. I'm not sure how to point, but right.
You got it right there. Right there. Boom.
It's always opposite of what you think, Mark.
Yeah.
Not mastered that quite yet. Mark C. Shelton 1 on Twitter, Mark C. Shelton on pretty much any major social media platform. Just holler at me.
Yeah, heck yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I'd ask Tom where we can find him, but both of us are very straightforward with our handles as well here. So collectively, we are a comic book look, you guys. And just thank you again to whoa.
I drew this while we were talking. This is that's Mark. And then that's John. And then that's me. Sorry, Aaron, I started the format before you jumped in, so I don't have you.
Can you upload that to our page, please?
I'll try to
take a picture and post it to our page because I love that. So we are Tom and I are just rocking and rolling this year, and so thankful to have Mark join the show or really rejoin the show because you've been with us before, and open invite as well to Mr. Aaron. We love having you on, man, and would love to have you on future shows too. I am
be here.
Yeah. I am @Jon On Demand, and Tom is @Tom Stew Divine. If you're watching this through any other channel aside from Facebook, join our Facebook group, A Comic Book Look. We'd love to keep it moving and have fun, keep the conversation going. That's what we do. Is we definitely, as I like to say when I close the show, keep it comics. But thank you guys again. We'll see you guys next week, hopefully, and talk some more books and some more worldly happenings in the industry. So I guess, yeah, any other closing thoughts from from Minnesota, from Tennessee? Nope, we're good. Mark that background. Yeah, Aaron, you got it. That's right. Mark that background. Jeez Louise. All right. Well, thank you guys all for your time tonight. Have a great week in comics. And for those of you that are still swinging by Rainbow Comics, I look forward to seeing you there. Yeah, you guys know the drill as always. Keep it comics for sure, man. Bye, everybody. And then